Hey, this is Edward Dombrosi again. Wanted to create a new video on buying a business, and I'm just going to share today a story with one of our clients that we helped essentially negotiate a deal right now and get a letter of intent accepted. And I'm going to share some lessons that we learned along the way because I think it's important to realize that you could potentially save in a lot of money doing the process correctly. So I'm just gonna look at some of the notes that I created on this. I'm gonna go through some of these notes for you. But essentially what happened is uh, we've onboarded a new client into the process from a buy side perspective, buying a business. And on that client, we've quickly looked into the market for that client as far as what deals were available, what criteria were more interesting for him. We stabilized uh, the criteria for that client, and then we start to plug and play a lot of these deals in a spreadsheet. I've just created a video on a spreadsheet on how you can manage your deal flow. You can watch that as well. But once we looked at the whole market, we've identified around 27 deals, 28 deals, and out of them, we've started to look at numbers. We started to do some analysis. We started to see where we can make an offer. So it took around 2 days to find some of these deals, to look at some of these deals, to model financially some of these deals, and we've decided to start making some offers on some of these companies. We saw a company that is worth $8 million dollars in Canada. This is a client in Canada. And by the way, we do this for US, Canada, Europe, UAE, doesn't matter. Historically, a lot of our clients are US and Canada. And essentially, when we saw that $8 million deal, we quickly financially modeled the deal and we understood that based on the debt service cover ratio, based on the cash flow, based on what typical loans we might be able to get in Canada with some of our partners, then we roughly know what's going to happen. And we decided that we're not going to be able to pay that amount of money. So we've made an offer on uh, a lot less than that, which was closer to $6.7 million, $6.8 million. And we've essentially saved up $1.2 million. So imagine if there is somebody who wants $8 million for something and you're just paying them $6.8 million. And imagine that person accepting that offer just because you've actually done your research, you understood how to model a deal, and you understood that you're not really going to be able to get more than that. And this is the threshold of a deal. And smart people understand that, and you're able to show them that, and you're able to essentially create an argument that this is how we're going to get it done. The offer got accepted. So in between the time we looked at all these deals, we made an offer. Maybe it was 72 hours. And in 72 hours, we saved the client close to, let's say, conservatively $1.2 million dollars just on negotiations. I'm not talking about quality of earnings. I'm not talking about legal due diligence. I'm not talking about commercial due diligence that we're going to do. And potentially we're going to find more gaps in the business. We're going to save more money. I'm not talking about the fact that we're going to get better lenders. We're going to be able to get better investors for the client. And that way they can even get even more value out of our process. So if you have a correct process from a negotiation standpoint and analysis perspective, instead of you doing what the market thinks they want to do, you can do um, what is realistically expected and not necessarily what people want. So, because you have this knowledge base and you can create solid arguments and you can come in properly, you're going to be able to save loads of money. So, this is kind of like a quick story that I wanted to share on what's possible. Not everybody's going to be able to do that, but in reality, we always save our clients a lot of time and a lot of money in doing this process. Some people take months and months and months until they even make their first offer. It took a few days of very focused work or very specific things we do to be able to get a result. So if you want to get very similar results like that, either in US or Canada, just directly message me on LinkedIn and we'll talk about it, how that works. So that way you can see more similar results like this buyer. Thank you for watching and let me know if this was useful.